I love this game. It's so full of feels and heart. Those are literally my thoughts as I came back to sit down. Oh, this game's great. It lives up to the name and the prestige of a Final Fantasy game, honestly. And yeah, I'm back, by the way. I just ate a snack, so... Pardon any chewing noises. I ate some pistachios. I was like, that'll hold me over until like 12 o'clock when the food gets here. It'll only get here around then if I fucking order it in about 30 minutes when it's 11. But, so I might... I don't think I'll take another break, per se. I'll probably just order it. I know what I'm gonna get, so I'm just gonna order it on stream. You guys will just have to deal with me going... So it'll be a small pause. I don't know if I'll put up the BRB screen yet or not. I might. Fuck it, just to make it look more professional than me just sitting here ordering food. But let's get going, shall we? Da, da, da. Yeah, so as I was saying, like I really liked this. I really like this game, and I like how the story flows just as well as any other Final Fantasy game does, and all the callbacks, the fan service to it, and everything. Like I said, it fills the shoes of a mainline franchise entry very well, like a mainline Final Fantasy game, basically, like any other one. Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, whatever. It's just as well produced, you know. Well, after they redeemed themselves with Realm Reborn, that is. And every expansion feels like a sequel, like its own standalone RPG game, which is what the intention is. And yeah, it's just a good game. It's just you have those moments where you know you're being honest with yourself when that thought just enters your mind, and you're just like, you feel good while playing it, and you feel good going back to it, you know? Which is what happened to me when I sat down again before I said, before I unmuted my mic. It's a good game. And yeah, I think I would put it up there with, for me now, this game is... Oh, now I know what I was getting at. I would put it up there with like Final Fantasy 7 and 8 for me, in terms of quality. And what I was going to say is that throws people off a little bit sometimes, especially the more, like... It tends to be the more old school fans, though a lot of them have been won over since then, but thanks to all the fan service and the fact that this is a quality game. But a lot of people kind of probably got the first impression that, oh, it's an MMO. It's not going to be the same quality as like a standalone or a single-player mainline entry, right? Like Final Fantasy 7 or 8. And even I kind of thought that way until I started playing it. And then I was like, no, this shit's good. I was like, it's an MMO, but it plays just as well as any of the single-player games that are just very well produced and very high-quality games. It's a good-ass game. And I especially like that you can enjoy it as a single-player game for the most part. Even more so after the coming patches, when they're going to make it so that you can do all the main scenario quest dungeons with NPC allies. I say coming patches because this next one that's coming up in less than a week now is only going to do that for Realm Reborn, and then the ones after that will take care of the other expansions, Heaven's Ward, Stormblood, and that'll be it. But it's still going to be a while, you know? But yeah, for the most part, you can still enjoy it as a single-player game. You only need to look for a party when you run into dungeons and trials. So, I really enjoyed that. My first time through Realm Reborn, I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be like other typical MMOs from back in the day where you had to have a party for everything. I was kind of dreading that. Because it's like, oh shit, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing and I'm going to have to go look for help for this and that. But no, Duty Finder and everything worked out pretty well. I was just like, this ain't that bad. So, I had a very enjoyable experience my first time through this game, and that's why I'm actually enjoying replaying it now. This time, even more enjoyable when I get to party content, because I can kind of do it myself, unsynced. I know that's going to change by the time I get to... Oh, shit! Hope you guys didn't hear that fucking alarm hella loud. But, I know that'll change once I get to content that's too high level, that I can't solo anymore. Or when I get to Alliance raids. But honestly, I don't mind anymore. I have so much... I have enough experience with this game and, playing it with other people that at this point it's like whatever to me now. It's like, yeah, it's fine. The community is pretty good, actually. For the most part, everybody's pretty respectful and welcoming, especially of new players. People tend to behave themselves. It's not like playing Grand Theft Auto Online. I mean, that is a cesspool. Even when you play co-op, you can run into trolls that just fuck everything up. co-op missions. I'd rather do them by myself. The thing is, you can do them by yourself in that game. You still kind of have to be over leveled though, because your max HP is determined by your level, but that's only for the first 100 levels. But then you need a goddamn car that can't get, you know, it's kind of bulletproof and yada yada, and all that racks up. So you can't really solo at the beginning, but whatever. We're not talking about GTA Online, we're talking about this. I digress. Anyway, I just want to get my thoughts out there before we continue. It's a good game. This game. GTA is good too, but in a different way. Not really as appealing as this one for someone like me. It was fun for a while though. Well met, friend. What brings you to Revenant's Toll? Our friends. Did I hear you rightly? Your friends are being held captive at Castrum Sentry and you want to rescue them? Excuse me, I don't mean to discourage you, but that might prove difficult. The stronghold has been on high alert of late, with armored patrols seen about the perimeter around the clock. Not even a fly could get within 100 yalms of the walls undetected. If the Garleans were alerted to our coming, we cannot know what they will do to Minfili and the others. We must act with the greatest stealth. Aye, it has to be good old-fashioned infiltration. But with security so tight, how are we going to smuggle ourselves in? Well, I have a mind to walk through the front door. Huh? The front door? Aye, we'll disguise ourselves as Imperial troops and march right in. For this, we'll need a few sets of Imperial uniforms, a suit of Magitech armor, and impeccable timing. That's a bold strategy. But it just might work. Where we are, there's certainly no shortage of opportunities to borrow the equipment. Knowing those Imperial bastards, they won't even suspect that we savage Eorzeans would think to use their technology. Then it's settled. If you're determined to go ahead with this, I'd recommend you speak with Glomant. That fellow's got a personal grudge against the Empire and happens to know a deal about Castrum Sentry besides. I've no doubt that he'd want to be of aid. Ida and I shall go to reconnoiter that's how you say that. Reconnoiter Garlean activity at the stronghold. It would not do if something were to befall our comrades before we had the chance to act. Come and join us when you're ready, Leon. Let's do this. Sometimes I wonder, Ida, are there ever times when you are not enthused? She's always so hype, isn't she? Nothing if not enthused, Y'shtola, and you're beginning to remind me of Papalimo. Condescending her and being like, why are you like this, basically. What do you guys have to say? In the wake of the calamity, the 14th Imperial Legion occupied what remained at Castrum Novum, eventually rebuilding and renaming it Castrum Sentry. The stronghold contains immense manufacturing and storage facilities, and it is the primary supplier of material for Imperial forces stationed throughout Eorzea. Consequently, it is heavily defended. Infiltrating will not be easy. Nevertheless, it is necessary. So Castrum Novum is now Castrum Sentry. Castrum Novum was where they housed the satellite guidance system for Dalamud back in 1.0. Because this is where it all happened. Silver Tier Falls, well, that's a different story, but right over here, around North Silver Tier, this whole area is where all the fighting happened. This is basically where Dalamud fell and then busted open and released Bahamut. This is basically ground zero for all that. Now, they haven't given us much, but the basic lore of this place where we are now, Revenant's Toll, is it's a free, independent city-state. It's not a nation per se, it's just basically a group of ragtag adventurers who came together and made an outpost. And it's now this big-ass thing. And it's basically its own city-state, but it's all adventurers. It's none of the three grand companies own it. A neutral city-state, I suppose. Stealth and subterfuge, Leon, are how we will free our friends. I have every confidence you can play the part of an Imperial soldier. And also that's, that's why it's over here. Mordona, Revenant's Toll. Doesn't fall into these jurisdictions. Oh boy, I always wanted my own Reaper. I would wash her and wax her and name her and... Jesus. Dressing up as soldiers and sneaking in the front door, eh? Well, if you've got the guts to go through with it, then so do I. It's like if you got the guts, then I'll do it too. Sark Malark? Okay. In every and all things, I like my planning perfect and my execution precisely as determined. A stickler for detail, that is simply the way I am. What do you have to say? Why can NPCs sit on ledges but we can't? Looking for Glomment, are you? Well, you found them, whoever you are. Eh? You're looking to get inside Castrum Sentry and you need my help? Something tells me we're gonna get along just fine. He likes the plan, I like it. Don't shoot! Getting even with Garlemald. Hell yeah, it's time for some payback finally. So you have friends at Castrum Sentry will want for rescue. That Slaffborn knows me too well. Well, aye, you can count on my help. I've got a score to settle with the Imperials, and I never pass on an opportunity to get back at the Whoresons. But enough about me, let's talk strategy. Rescuing folk from captivity is right delicate business. A single oversight, just one little blunder, and it's all over. You can't leave any room for uncertainty. For starters, you need to confirm beyond the shadow of a doubt that your friends are where you think they are. You don't want to risk your neck only to discover they've been moved elsewhere. How can you find out, you ask? By following these instructions. If you approach Sentry from the east, you'll see a swampland to your left called the Tangle. Get in there, never mind all the morples, and navigate your way to the southwestern corner. You'll come upon some drainage pipes coming down from the stronghold. Don't ask me how I know, but one of them leads back up to the command tower. If you listen closely, it might be as you can eavesdrop on some of the happenings within. Yeah, the echo should travel through of people talking. Should travel through the pipes, yeah. Once we know for certain your friends are there, we'll move to the next stage of the operation. Now get going, and Godspeed. I don't know, dude, thanks for the help. Holy shit. For once, somebody who just helped us out without, you know, being a bitch and asking us to do all kinds of shit for him and being like, what's in it for me, yada yada. Thanks to the fact that he hates the Empire as much as us. Talk about corrupted crystals, holy shit. The area, huh? And that must be Castrum Sentry right there. When I reached this area for the first time and I heard this music, I was like, yep, this seems very endgame-ish. Foreboding, ominous. I was like, if I had to guess, we're close to the end of the game now. Especially since the quest level was close to 50. Which I knew was the max level for Realm Reborn. I'll have to take these fuckers out so they don't bother me. Hey! Vine face. I don't know, that was a pretty weak disc, but I had nothing. I was fishing for shit. Here we go. Anybody in there? Oh! A maddening buzzing fills your ears. Not that kind of buzzing. That almost sounds like buzzing though, doesn't it? The way the way that dude screams is just insane. Funny as fuck once you know the context of it. The faint sound of conversation echoes down the pipe. What of the captive? Does she still refuse to speak? She may as well be a deaf mute for all the information we've gotten out of her. The others aren't much better. The Elezen gets on my nerves most of all. Every time he opens his mouth, it's only to spout gibberish. Oriange. I do wonder, why is the Tribunus so obsessed with this Menphilia woman? They say she possesses some mystical power. Something we Garleans don't have. I still have my helmet. I forgot to take it off. Mystical power? Like the kind the beastmen use? Although in a scene like this, it kind of makes me look a little bit more badass, so not bad. How am I supposed to bloody know? If you're so curious, why don't you ask the Tribunus yourself? As well try to tumble her. I like my head where it is, thank you very much. Try to tumble her? What exactly? Where? What the? But he's scared of her, obviously, because he's like, I want to keep my head where it is. Our break is over. Best we get back to our stations. Yeah, tumble is a euphemism for, you know, what Gaius and, you know, Livia are doing right now. In his bedroom. The footfalls grow fainter until all is silent. I guess we've heard all we're gonna hear here. Like, honestly, this music kind of reminds me of, like, the last... Just a little bit, especially the piano part. Reminds me of the final stage / area, level, whatever, of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. The Keyblade Graveyard, I believe it's called. Yeah. Reminds me of that place. Except the music there is a little bit more foreboding and ominous than here. Oh, I should have just teleported. Too late now. It'll take just as long as if I just keep going. But obviously the music is more foreboding in that place because, you know, what's happening there at that point in the game is a little bit more higher stakes than what's happening here right now in this game. It'll get to that point here too, but not yet. It is good to see you again, Leon. I'm given to understand you have conducted some reconnaissance. Tell me, what were you able to learn? Summon Philly and the others are indeed at Castrum Sentry. Their presence thus confirmed, we may proceed with the mission. While you were afield, Sid took the liberty of devising a plan of action. Pray have the details from him. Alright, Sid, what you got? Still haven't taken off my helmet. Good work, Leon. As Alfino has already told you, we've plotted out a course for the rescue. The gist of it is unchanged. We disguise ourselves as Imperial soldiers and infiltrate the stronghold. Okay. Glomant is looking into ways to procure a suit of Magitech armor. In the meantime, I need your assistance for some preparation of my own. Minfili and the others are counting on us, Leon. Let's not keep them waiting any longer than necessary. Drowning out the voices. While Glomant goes about devising his plan, we need to see to some preparation of our own. It wouldn't do if the Imperials were to discover that they're short on armor. To prevent this from happening, I'm going to put together a makeshift communications jamming device. The explanation is like to get a bit technical, so bear with me. Imperial forces communicate at a distance via electromagnetic waves. Radio wave? Simply put, voices are born upon etheric lightning energy that permeates the air. So that's their version of that, yeah. Now the hill-sized cluster of corrupted crystals to the west has been observed to amplify the selfsame energy. By making use of this property, we should be able to drown out Imperial voices. Cause interference, yeah. To ensure that we have enough amplification, we must identify the most potent crystals, excuse me, among the cluster. For this, I need you to go there and use this device to take readings. I'll mark the likely places on the map. Oh, and just so you know, plasmoids are drawn to lightning energy. Don't be surprised if you run into a few. Hi! Oh, put it here. Relax, dude. I'm not trying to hurt you. But I had to defend myself anyway. This will not be peaceful. A complex-looking device that can detect the strength of electromagnetic waves. Let me get this one over here first. Almost thought I angled that wrong. You have the readings? Excellent. Here, let me see the numbers. Go for it, bro. Yes, 4 of these crystals should suit our purpose, so I pray that we won't have need of their power. My thanks, Leon. No problem, buddy. Acting the part. Clean the wax out of your ears now, because there's something I want you to do by way of preparation. The plan's to have you enter Custom Sentry all decked out in Imperial duds, but a disguise is more than just the clothes you're wearing. You also gotta act the part. At the very least, you need to know how to perform a convincing Imperial salute. First impressions are everything, as they say. I could teach you the salute myself, of course, but it's best you learned it from the experts. So get yourself near as you dare to Custom Sentry and watch the Imperials doing what they do. You got it, buddy. You bastards! You survived. Getting to that point, eh? Lump of Garlean rubber. Nice. Don't know what the fuck that's for, but... Alright, we're Metal Gear Solid now. Snake, do you copy? You're gonna need to steal an Imperial uniform. Nothing to report, sir. We have received an anonymous warning that insurgent forces are near. We must redouble our vigilance. I shall recommend that patrols be increased. I've heard enough. And seen enough. Good impression, Leon. Good, Leon. I had to say it. It's been a while. Well, Leon's got it down. So, did you manage to learn the Imperial salute? What do you think? No, best you don't demonstrate. I'm liable to fly into a rage and crack skulls. I'll just take your word for it. He learned the emote Imperial salute. And then he celebrates by going, let's kick some fucking ass! Dress for conquest. You are called Leon Starcrest, yes? I have heard of your plight from my friend Glomant. As a fellow adventurer and son of Eorzea both, I would offer you my assistance. In order to infiltrate Castrum Sentry, you and your comrades must disguise yourselves as Imperial soldiers. The question is how to go about acquiring the uniforms and helms. There are places a man might purchase them, but individuals who deal in such wares are not the sort to whom you would entrust your secrets. It would be more prudent, I believe, to procure what you need via traditional means, from the bodies of their recently deceased owners. I like the way you think. Let's crack some skulls. The fortified area before Castrum Sentry never lacks for Imperial patrols. It ought not take long to obtain 3 sets of gear, 1 for each member of the infiltration team. Biggs, Wedge, and yourself. When you have what you need, please return here and allow me to inspect the spoils. He ain't even gonna know what hit him. Poor bastard. Oh, I took that one. Oh, that's all of them. Fuck it, might as well. Were you able to obtain 3 sets of Imperial equipment? Are you? Damage this site is suspected. In their present condition, I fear these uniforms and helms are like to draw suspicion. Sorry, I kinda got carried away there. They must be repaired, if only superficially. Fortunately, the blacksmith Egenolf at the Diamond Forge in Rowena's House of Splendor should be able to hammer them into shape in no time. I've already sent word ahead and have been assured that he's expecting you. Worry not, we have already impressed upon him the need for utmost secrecy as to the nature of your mission. Fair enough. This way? Oh, there he is. What's up, dude? So you're the adventurous Sark Malark sent, are you? I've been waiting for you. Now let's see what you got for me. Need these repaired. Fuck, that's getting bright. I'm gonna have to close these. Bothering my eyes. See. Ah, yes, I reckon I can hammer these back into shape for you. After all, I owe your friend Sark Malark a favor or two. Took good care of old Egenolf back in the days before I fell in with old Rowena, he did. Did you know he's the son of one of the wealthiest families in the Sultanate? Wouldn't expect someone like that to end up in the life he did, but I suppose he always felt the adventurer's life calling him, sorry. But here I go blabbering on when there's work to be done. Just hold your horsebirds for a moment or two, and the great Egenolf will have your gear looking good as new. Horsebirds. Chocobos, yeah. Because there are actual horses in this world, too. You can see why they make the comparison. And there we have it. Won't do you much good in battle, mind ye, but from what I hear, that's not your priority anyhow. Do send Sark Malark, my regards, will you? Keep saying the name wrong. Also, I still have a glare from the sunlight that was coming in just now. Jesus. It's fucking with me. With my eyes. Doing the structure. Have you had the uniforms and helms repaired? Yes, these will serve beautifully. The great Egenolf never fails to impress. The quality of these repairs would fool even a legatus. Thus equipped, you should not have any trouble blending in amongst Imperial forces. Lest you fear that the Garleans might detect your foreignness, foreigners in fact form the greater part of the Garlean invasion force in Eorzea. You see, when the Empire subjugates new territory, it assimilates the people of that land into its armed forces. Okay. In turn, these conscripted forces are sent to subjugate faraway lands. In this way, Garlemald nips rebellion in the bud and expands its territory in one fell stroke. That's pretty smart, Jesus. With that, my part in your mission is done. I am full glad to have been of assistance to your cause. Why would I, a wealthy merchant, wish to help you? I know not where you heard such a tale, but believe me when I say that I am but another humble adventurer, one who desires only to act in the best interests of the realm. He's denying his heritage. Fool me twice. Good work getting them Imperial duds. You'll be pleased to hear I ain't been idle myself. It took me long enough, but I finally hatched a plan to get us a suit of Magitech armor. Now from what I've seen, Castrum Sentry deploys a Reaper for most of its patrols. Trouble is, the patrols themselves are irregular, meaning random routes and random deployments, and hardly any of them come anywhere near Revenant's Toll. So, hoping to coax some Imperials out of their shells, I took the liberty of feeding them a bit of the old false intelligence. Told them insurgents had designs on their stronghold. Ain't far from the truth now I come to think of it. Any road, we should start seeing more patrols than we have up till now. Yeah, it's like you're literally giving us away a little bit. What you need to do is approach one of these patrols, dressed up in your shiny tin suit, and alert them to the enemy's presence. Having done that, you'll want to lure them as near to Revenant's Toll as you can. Like as not, though, you'll be wary of venturing far from their own walls. Or, like as not, though, they will be wary of venturing far from their own walls. If they do need a bit of extra encouragement, use this smoke signal here, filled fresh from an Imperial scout. They'll come running when they see that. And when the cavalry arrives, you hit them hard and make off with their Reaper. Simple as that. If I ain't mistaken, there's a patrol sweeping the perimeter right now, so run along, eh? Oh, and don't forget to salute. Gotcha. I need this back on for this. Oh. Get this fucker out of the way. What's going on here? Trespassers will be dealt with severely. You have been warned. One of our informers, I take it? You have any idea what will happen if you're seen with us? The insurgents will have your head. Need sleep. You have no business being here. Be gone, or I will take you for an insurgent. What do you want? One of our covert operatives, I take it? In or out of uniform, you would do well to remember your courtesies. Oh, right. Sorry about that, sir. Let me, get my courtesy back. Wait, I think it might be over here. No, it's not. There you are. Favorites? Sir! One of our covert operatives, are you? Carry on, soldier. Insurgents gathering to the east, you say? Judging by your description, they are well beyond the perimeter. But I will not have it said that I was remiss. You, return to the scene and keep an eye on those insurgents. Should aught go awry, use your smoke signal to call us. Oh, I don't have it here, right? I have to do this. Sir, yes, sir! Work like a charm. They're falling for it. I think I put on my helmet. Here we go. Imperial smoke signal. When lit, this tube emits a continuous plume of white smoke, used to inform others of one's current position. Damn, that was a good part of the song, too. Ooh! Ah. I hope you don't mind my joining. Seeing as we're seizing advanced weaponry, I thought it best to be on hand. Of course. Ah, there she is. This is the place. But where's the enemy? Sir, over there! Send in the Reaper. Let us make an example of these insurgents. I like how they call adventurers insurgents. They might actually be referring to anybody who's not with the Empire, though. I just never heard them refer to, you know, the other you know, the city states like that. Keep hitting the Reaper till it stops moving. Put down all of the foot soldiers, then concentrate on the Reaper. A few scratches can't be helped. True. There we go. Ha! That did the trick. Apparently so. Hostiles detected. Engaging. Not easy being an engineer. Especially when I have to fight. That did it. At last, our very own suit of Magitech armor. Not wishing to look a gift chocobo in the beak, it does seem rather the worse for wear, doesn't it? Yeah, I kinda got carried away fucking it up. Sorry about that. Biggs, Wedge, what's your honest assessment? Well, there's the fact that she's smoking, of course. But looking past that, I'd say she was structurally sound. I don't like the way these legs are buckled. I hate to say this, but the servo mechanism may be damaged. So it can't swivel and move its feet properly. Eh? But aren't those things protected by thick armor plate? They are, yes. Odd, the casing doesn't seem to have taken a blow. I suspect we're dealing with a faulty part. Well, whatever it is we're dealing with, we're not resting till it's fixed. Not one wink of sleep. You got that, Wedge? Shit. Oh. Cart chocobo. I heard that! Oh! I think it was making a low-key reference to like Mario Kart or something. They have a version of, like a video game version of that. Well, it's obviously a video game, but like a version of that in this game called Cart Chocobo or something. Like, I wanted to play Cart Chocobo. Maybe that's what he was going for, I don't know. A hall has been set aside for our use in Revenant's Toll. That's where we'll carry out the repairs. Look for us there, Leon. Right on. Whoa! Teamwork, huh? So cool how it looks just like the ones from FF6. Well, the anthology. The anthology sort of mini remaster remake thing. At least from the CGI intro, because once you actually play the game, they don't look like that. But still, aren't they releasing like a statue of Terra from FF6 riding one of those, like she does in that cinematic intro? Either way, I thought that was one of the coolest things about the Garlean weapon technology in this game when I first started playing this. Because, like I said, I played FF6 as a kid, and I did enjoy the Magitech. I was like, that's fucking cool that they're, you know, doing fan service like that, bringing back the Magitech from FF6. The Magitech armor? Sid and the others took it inside. Go on in and join them. Hold on. What do you have to say? I still says the same shit. Ever seen an ironworks engineer at work? Well, you're in for a treat then. Stand back and enjoy the show. What do you think, Leon? She's a beauty, isn't she? I was just saying that outside, actually. We've now had time to take a closer look at the Reaper. Our preliminary diagnosis was correct. She's structurally sound, but her servo mechanism is faulty. You needn't worry, though. Biggs and Wedge will see her restored to her former glory in no time. Excuse me? Give those two something to mend, and they will think of naught else till the job's done. They're not sleeping until it's done either, according to Biggs. It's a marvelous thing to behold, provided you remind them to visit the privy. Like, hey, take a break. Every little thing she does is Magitech. The repairs are proceeding apace, another nice little reference. It shouldn't be long now before Biggs and Wedge complete their work. There is, however, one small problem. As you may recall, the Machina's servo mechanism was discovered to be faulty. Wedge has subsequently ascertained that the Magitech core which drives it is worn beyond use. Such cores are rather fragile devices, which must be replaced at regular intervals. Thanks to the negligence of our Imperial colleagues, however, the one used in this Reaper was long overdue. Alas, we do not have access to a ready replacement here in Wardona. But all is not lost. Wedge thinks he may have identified an alternative solution. Go and see him, would you? He'll explain the details to you. What do you got, Wedge? As I believe the Chief has already informed you, the Magitech core is worn beyond use. We need to find a replacement. I thought about having you appropriate more Reapers, but even if the Dunderhead maintenance engineers of Castrum Sentry had remembered to replace their cores, we would risk arousing Imperial suspicion. Oh, well, yeah, that's... yeah, actually... I almost forgot what he said there at the beginning of that sentence, yeah. But do not despair, for I believe there is a solution. To substitute the Magitech core with a Mammoth Heart. Oh, yeah, those little things, that'll work. In case you don't know, a Mammoth Heart can be used to grant sentience to an automaton. By my reckoning, such a device should be more than capable of regulating the armor's servo mechanism. We'll just need to make some minor modifications to the housing unit. I've already placed an order for a first-rate Mammoth Heart with the Goldsmith's Guild. All that remains is for someone to go to Ul'dah and collect it. Oh, and to pay for it. Did I mention how much they cost? No? Well, they typically cost something in the order of, I hope you don't mind footing the bill. It's for good cause. Speak up, bitch! How much? You ain't telling me. Hey, this place is kind of cozy. Great place for me to take a mini break and order that food I was talking about. Here, hold on. Oh right, you can't lie down. That has to be an actual bed. Oh well. Ah well. Fuck it. Let's do this. Alright. Give me a few minutes, folks. I think I will put up the BRB screen because if I'm distracted trying to talk and do whatever, it'll just take longer, so. So I'm not going anywhere, I'll be right here. I'll leave the music and everything, but I will mute my microphone and put up the BRB screen while I get this done. It might take slightly longer than I'm expecting because my web browser works pretty slow whenever I'm streaming. Unfortunately, my computer just can't handle too much. Be right back.